welcome to the Shift Podcast with me, Marquise Carroll, as well as Guillermo Aquino, and we're back for another exciting episode. In this episode, we are going to talk about IoT, the Internet of Things, and how you can secure your home. So I'll start this segment off this time to talk about what IoT is, right? So people say, I don't need, most people probably haven't even heard of that term, IoT. I know the techies out there have heard of it. IoT is the Internet of Things, and that essentially is referring to everything that you use in your house to sort of now, in this modern age, power your house, right? So, by a show of virtual hands, who has a Ring camera at their house, right? I have one, right? Some people have a Nest in their house, right? I have one, right? And, some individuals have Arlo as security cameras. They may have, unified security cameras. They may have all these different things, and these are called IoT devices. And so when you're dealing with IoT devices, it's very common, that people may have Alexa in their house, right? People may have, I would say her name, but I can't because I have a HomePod, and she will ask me a question back, but you know who I'm talking about. Some people have Hey Google, right? They have Google Home. All these things power lights. I know Philips Hue is a thing I have in my house that powers lights around the house. All these things are IoT devices, and you may think like, oh, I install it, I connect it to Wi-Fi, we're good, we're done, right? Did you know that those exact things that you use to let your house be this free-flowing, technology-filled environment could be a risk to you? And so, Guillermo, tell us a little bit about these IoT devices and the risks they could pose if we don't set them up correctly.
Well, I enjoyed your introduction. That was great. That was great. So, IoT devices, as you introduced it, we all have them. Refrigerators, some of the things, appliances, all that stuff. So, some of the dangers are they gather information about you. So as you request things, they gather all this information, and a lot of dangers are no one changes the password on them. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
Two, no one updates them. Sometimes these devices, they carry software on it that have to be patched. The software has to be security patched. They have vulnerabilities in them. People write what they call bots for this type of device just to do exploits on them. So when these devices are all on your network and they're on the same network that your laptop's on, same network your iPhone's on, the same network you do transactions on, where you go to Amazon, again, Grubhub, and all these other COVID-19 type of situations that we're dealing with when shopping from home. All these devices, when your network is exposed, the way hackers or bots, all them, they travel is laterally. Once they're on their network, they find another exploit. They look at your laptop. Then from your laptop, they'll go to a desktop. And then of course, you get devices from your schools now. If you got kids at schools, they give you these little devices so that your kids could connect and go to school, and those get compromised as well. So just keeping an eye on those things, understanding that they need updates, understanding you have to change the password. I mean, if you don't change the password, no one even has to try to hack you.
Right.
I mean, the password's there.
Yeah.
They already know what the default password. It's in the instruction manual, and the instruction manual's online. So there's no stopping at that point if you don't change the password. Like sometimes I deal with folks, they get Comcast modems, or they buy a Netgear router and stuff. And I say, "Oh, what's your password?" And they said, "I don't know." And I said, "Oh, I know what it is." I jump right in and I get in and I assist them. And of course, they understand that they didn't reset their password. They didn't change their password. They're just open. So that's some of the things to think about right off the top of my head, Marquis. So
No,
do you have anything else to add? I know you do.
no, that's good, and I wanna bring up a point, and I have to because it's bothering me, Guillermo. It's bothering me. For those people out there who don't put a password on your Wi-Fi, let me explain what will happen to you, right? And people say, it's just, it's my birthday. It's my phone number. It's my phone number.
It's my
right?
address.
It's my address, right? Let me tell you what will happen. Someone nefarious can come and back their car in right in front of your house, right? Open up their laptop, knowing maybe very little information about you. But I do need to add, you buy a home, your information is out there, right? People know stuff about you. You're not like a secret, right? People know you bought a home, right? It's like public record, right? So you open up, you type in, you get on the network, right? The Ring doorbell, all your lights, your cameras, all this stuff is on the same network, right? So you ever seen those movies where, people be like, they shut down our power, they did this, like, it's all this, sort of action movies, and some hacker is sitting there like this, and he's like shutting stuff down. That can happen to you, right? Like I need you to know, right? Like you get these lights, you get these, these refrigerators, everything's connected to Wi-Fi. I get on your Wi-Fi, it's a wrap, man. And if you don't patch your stuff, right, like Guillermo said, everything has software on it, right? So if you're behind, most times, and don't get scared behind this, but this should prompt you to want to update your stuff. Most times when an update comes out, especially if it says it's a security update, that means someone found a way to get in and remotely, execute code or take a device over, right? So if I'm sitting here, I'm in my hat and I'm leaning, I'm in my chair and I'm getting in. If I get on your network, I'm gonna see every device, every single device in your network. And if you, like Guillermo mentioned, your Ring doorbell, you didn't set a new password for it, or you set something really short, or whatever the case may be, I got you. And that may be tied to your alarm system, which means I could disable that. Which means that may be tied to your lights, which means I could disable that. It may be tied to your thermostat, which means I could make it really hot or really cold in your house, right? And lock you out. So you have to think everything. We talk about this on the shift a lot. The supply chain, right? The supply chain. And how did I get in? Your Wi-Fi was open. Your Wi-Fi had a weak password. I got in. You didn't change your default password. You didn't patch your lights. You didn't patch your Google Home. You didn't patch your alarm system. Any of that, right? Everything's using defaults, right? You leave yourself open to risk. So when we talk about IoT and people say, oh, this I gotta bring this one up too. I'm sorry, I'm very passionate about this one, Guillermo. The people that have the biometric doors.
Oh,
let me tell you something. Hey, you listen to me. I'm your friend right now. Don't get mad at me. Those things connect via Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Because you can give remote access. You can open your door from home. And this convenience you feel is so good. But if you don't look at the principles of it and everything you need to secure all the way up to using it, you put yourself at risk.
Don't forget the garage doors.
Oh, Guillermo. You did it again, Guillermo. You see, the people are getting education right now. You have these automatic garage door openers. And you're like, yeah, I can open up the garage. Are you at the house? I'm going to open the garage, right? You hit the little app. And guess what? So can I, right? I can sit outside your house and open your garage, right? So the point is, and let's not just tell you the issues. Let's tell you some fixes, right? As Guillermo mentioned earlier, keep your software up to date. Change the default passwords to these devices, right? Another thing, and if you don't know how to do this, ManagedTEK can help you with this as well, right? You can set up an additional network on your Wi-Fi and put all the devices on that network. It's a way to do it, right? And that way, everything's segmented. So people coming into your house and just want to kind of get on Wi-Fi just so that they can check some social media, they can be on that network, right? But there's a whole different network, and there's ways to secure that even deeper, which we won't go into, to be able to ensure that Your device is on a separate network. If that network gets compromised, you can separate all the networks based on things that they do. Um, all type of things and strategies you can kind of put in place. So I'm sorry for our passion, but we care about you being secure. And people, I mean, these vendors are good, man. They give you this, imagine, right? If you can just open your door from anywhere, right? Imagine if you could just open your garage. Imagine, you're upstairs, but your thermostat's downstairs, right? All these things, and don't get me wrong, we love these things, right? But you have to secure them. You have to do right by the devices. You have to make sure things are secure. So that will be kind of my addition. Guillermo, do you have anything before we close out this episode?
One last thing. When you talked about software updates, and I did mention it, what happens is those software updates are known to everybody. So when
Mm-hmm.
they release a software update, they say, "Oh, we're gonna fix such and such security hole that we found in the software." But
Very
guess
good.
what? Now that they released it, that's in the news, that's everywhere. You can go on websites now and you can see what holes are out there. So what do? They create software just designed for that hole. So if you
Mm-hmm.
don't update it, now there's a bot out there searching for those misconfigurations or those vulnerabilities. So that's why it's
Mm-hmm.
very important, because it's in publications. So
Yep.
all the holes and vulnerabilities are very known. They're in publications, and that's where you find most of your hackers reading and finding ways to exploit.
Mm-hmm. Remember, it doesn't take much to hack now. So don't think someone has to be the most dangerous person in the world. They could be what we call script kiddies. And script kiddies read a manual that says this is how you execute this code and this is what the results you're gonna get. And someone just goes like, okay, copy and paste, and boom, they got you, and they weren't even good at what they do. So be careful, be safe. If you need help, ManagedTEK is here. They got you, they got your back. And again, this doesn't just go for consumers, this goes for businesses too. Businesses use the same sort of tools, right? So we all have to be secured from this. But as always, we thank you for another session. Thank you for listening to us as we talked about securing your home, securing your business, IoT devices. But until next time, wherever you may be in the world, have a great day, morning, evening, and stay safe.